Where is myself? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, very good.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Any problem?
No, sir, no problem.
I will take from this stand and keep this in my hand and I will take the class. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Good.
Oh,
Hear you, sir.
oh, very good. So, we'll go back to the details. Start from the beginning. Previous
Sir, first
day,
you have to take attendance, right?
that you will take at the last only. Okay. Because
Okay, sir.
now if you take attendance, some are slowly keeping coming inside only. Okay. Now, we were discussing about the age for entering into Lok Sabha. The Indian Constitution has told the age limit for a person to enter into Lok Sabha is 25. There's a minimum age. And there is no maximum age limit. In the Sabha that was there existing in Uttaramanur, the minimum age limit for a person to be a member of the Sabha was 35. And there is a maximum limit that is 70. But in the modern period, Indian Parliament doesn't prescribe about the maximum age limit. That is the difference of it. So there was age limit at that time 35 to 70. Now there is no age limit. Minimum age is there, that is 25. No maximum limit. Then at present, a person who should be a member of the Lok Sabha, no prescribed educational qualification. An illiterate person also can become a member of Indian Parliament. Nothing is mentioned about educational qualification in the Constitution. But at that time, if a person wants to be a member of a Uttaramanur Brahman Sabha, he should be knowing Vedas. So we know 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda, and one more Veda is there, forgot. Pardon?
Samaveda.
Samaveda, thank you. Samaveda. These 4 Vedas, they should be knowing the Vedas. It was compulsory. Now, no prescribed educational qualification is mentioned in that. Second, he should know how to look after administration. That is another criteria that is mentioned in the Uttaramanur inscription. But in modern period, nothing is mentioned about their ability to look after administration. And another important statement that was there, he should be honest. In Uttaramanur inscription, it was written that the person should be honest. But in the modern period, Parliament, nothing is mentioned about the honesty of or integrity of the individual. Nothing is mentioned. Then a person can be, if anyone has been a member of any committee in the last 3 years, he cannot become a member of another committee. So if he was a member for a committee for last 3 years, he cannot be re-elected to the committee. That is a criteria mentioned in the Uttaramanur inscription. But in the modern period in the Parliament, no limitation is there. A person who is elected can be re-elected as many as times the people are electing him. Nothing is mentioned about the elected post in the Constitution. Then another important thing that is there in the Uttaramanur inscription, anyone who has not submitted the accounts and those of his relatives cannot contest the election. Means you should have properly submitted your income and expenditure. Now also when we contest election, you must submit to the election commission how much income, money, wealth you have got. If you have taken any loan from somewhere, we have to get any money from somewhere. All the documents now we have to submit to the election commission. That is a present rule. It was started around 20 years ago. Before that, nothing was there. So in Uttaramanur, it was clearly mentioned the person should have submitted all, and his relatives. Now the candidate has to submit the details about himself, about his wife, his children, not any others. So here even if the relatives details should be submitted to the committee, then only the person can contest elections. So the changes have taken place. So at that time, how much perfect, clear the instructions were there on electing a member to the house. Now we are going to see some details about the life of the people. See, till now we have discussed about the kings, we have discussed about the ministers, we have discussed about the attacking, making wealth. Now we are going to discuss about a social life of the people in a village named Adanur. So the social life of the people, mainly in that village, lower class people were living. So how did they face the life there? What was the life of them? Mainly the children. We sit and study in front of the room, have internet connections, learn many things. But how the life of the people at that time, that is what we are going to discuss now. On the outskirts of Adanur was a small hamlet of Pulayas. Adanur. Hamlet means a small village. Some houses will be there. So there were Pulayas who were living. I am reading from the page number 27 of our textbook. A man used for a social group considered outcast by the Brahmanas and Bellalas. The Brahmanas and Bellalas were considering these Pulayas as outcast. Means those people who were not treated equally. Those people who were considered low according to the consideration of this Brahmanas and Bellalas. Studded with small huts under old thatches. So that inhabitant, that village, how it was, that how villages studded with small huts, small houses. There may be one room, and even entering to that also will be very difficult. Small house and thatched. Thatched means in the rooftop we will put grass or leaves, either coconut leaves or palm leaves. We will put and keep on the terrace of the building and thatch it, so that water will not enter inside. Thatching was being done at that time with these facilities. So studded with the small huts under old thatches and inhabited by agrarian laborers. Agrarian laborers, so people who were living inside that area, who were interacting in that area, living and having food, sleeping, all, they were agrarian laborers. Laborers working in the agricultural field of Vellalas or the Brahmins. They were not having their own land. They were laborers for others. Mainly Vellala farmers were hiring them to do the work in their agriculture field. So the people who were living in that Adanur hamlet, they were agrarian laborers and they belonged to the Pulaya caste or community. Laborers engaged in menial occupations. Even agrarian laborers, these people would not be given an important job like putting the seed or plowing the field or throwing the seed. Some important jobs would not be given to them. They would be asked to weed the grass or some not so much important, not so much intellectual activities needed. Such a kind of work only would be given to these Pulayas. So they were. Then in the threshold of the huts covered with the strips of leather. See, in the entrance of the houses, you might have gone to some houses in villages, they will hang some marbles or things in front of the entrance of the house. So, but here they used to hang leather, used leather, dried leather. They used to hang there in front of their houses. Huts with the strips of leather. Little chickens moved about in groups, chicken, those who are in the villages will be knowing. Mothers used to put eggs, and within 21 days eggs would be hatched and chicken would come out. Those chicken would be under with a hen around 10, 15 maybe there. They may go around together. They will not move alone. If alone they move, eagle and others will be very happy to pick them up. So they will be moving in groups. That is what. Little chickens moved about in groups. Dark children who wore bracelets of black iron were pranking about. Dark children, those children, they were having black color naturally because they belong to that Polaya group of people, and every time they will be in sunshine. So naturally they will be black in color. So that is what is written there. Little chickens moved about in groups. Dark children who wore bracelets on their hands, they will have a bangle like material. Their hand like a watch like this, round material. So they used to have that. That is normal for the people who are in the villages. Bracelets of black iron and pranking about, moving about, carrying little puppies. In the villages, people are happy to have puppies. They will have 2 or 3 with them. So they will carry the puppies, move up and down. All those things. In the cities also, and you may have your own homes also puppies. So they take puppy in the hand and walk up and down. The same thing was being done by the people, the children in the villages. It's in the shade of the maradu tree. A female laborer put her baby to sleep on a sheet of leather. So modern period people, children will be made to sleep nicely decorated areas and so. Here the child was asked to sleep on a wooden piece of leather under a tree, not inside the house. So under a tree the child was made to sleep. The shade of maradu tree, a female laborer put her baby to sleep on a sheet of leather. There were mango trees from whose branches drums were hanging. There were mango trees, beautiful mango trees. And those mango trees, the villages used to tie the decorative materials. Those decorative materials were hanging. That's the drums were hanging. And under the coconut palms, in little follows in the ground, near to the coconut, there will be coconut trees will be there. Near to a coconut tree, there will be small ditches will be there. In those ditches, there would be tiny headed bitches. Bitches means female of a dog. Those female dogs would be being there near to that coconut trees, under the shade of the coconut trees, lay after whelping. They are lay there after whelping means like the sound they will make. They run up and down. When they come back after running, they will make this kind of, so they will be there helping. The red-crested cocks crowed before dawn. In your earlier modern period, we have got a mobile alarm is there, or alarm clocks are there, or information you will get some bell somewhere. And earlier there was nothing, only the alarm that is given by cock. So the cocks would crow exact time, around 5 to 5:30 or 3:30 4:30. That time it will crow. So that was the information to the people to get up and go for work. So midnight also it used to crow around 12 o'clock, then at 4 o'clock. That's normal for a cock. So that was the communication or the information to the people to get up in the morning and go. So that is what is told. So the red-crested cocks crowed before dawn. Dawn is the time before daybreak. Means little bit light will be there, but sun has completely, day is not broken. That is known as a dawn. Before the time, before sunrise, but light is there in the nature. And dusk is evening. After sunset, there will be little light in the nature. That time is called dusk. So dawn to dusk means morning till evening. Here it is before dawn, before the daybreak. Dawn calling a bravi Pulayans to do to their day's work, and by day. Every day this cocks should make noise and wake them up. Under the shade of a kanji tree spread the voice of the wavy-haired Pulaya women singing as they were husking paddy. They used to husk paddy. Husk means paddy means rice. Rice. Rice will have one kind of covering on that. That is a husk. That husk has to be removed. So removing the husk, they used to hit on that. So these Pulaya ladies used to move up and down their head like this. When they move upon their head or behind their head, there will be hair. That hair will be waving up and down. So these Puleya ladies will be doing that. Women singing as they were husking the paddy, because naturally when they do their work, they sing and do their work. So this was a normal activity they were doing on those days. This is a situation about a Puleya villages of Tamil Nadu during the medieval period. Okay. Boys, you are hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay. Yes, then we will go to the China. The last part of the chapter we are traveling to China. China is at present ruled by a communist party. But one of the important aspects of China we are going to discuss here is about the selection of the officials. We know modern period the officials are selected through competitive examinations. They write examination. If you pass in the examination, you will be selected. There are different government departments are for that. Union Public Service Commission is one agency which select the officials, higher officials in the government. Then Staff Selection Commission is there. Then State Government Union State Public Service Commission. Like this competitive examination, selecting the officials through examination was first started in China by a dynasty named Tang dynasty. They are the first group of kings or dynasty which started to select the officials through competitive examinations. So it was a prestige at that time to get into government service through competitive examinations. Now also it is like that. You know, UPSC, if you want to become an NDA officer, officer in the army, navy or air force, there also you have to pass the UPSC examination. If you want to become an IAS officer or IPS officer or railway officer, revenue officer, there is examination named UPSC is there. Same UPSC is conducting the civil service examinations. Civil service examinations you must pass, then only you can become a officer in the government. Either you can, if you want to become police officer, you have to pass the same examination. IAS examination, IPS examination, everything is same. It is called a civil service examination. All those who get high ranks, means all those student candidates who get around 100 ranks may get IAS. All others, those who are getting next may get IPS. Then IFS, foreign service. Then IRS, railway service, revenue service, forest service. Like that 28 services are there in the central government and state government. So they are recruited through this competitive examinations at present. That competitive examination is held by Union Public Service Commission. And you must have minimum degree to write any of those examinations. But if you want to become an officer in defense, it is not needed in degree. You can have +2, then write UPSC examinations. Okay, so we are discussing about the civil service examinations. Civil service examinations, minimum degree. And there are 3 exams are there. First is the preliminary. Then if you pass the preliminary examination, there is a main examination. If you pass in the main examination, there is an interview. 3 processes are there for the selection of civil service officials in the government at present. So this system of selecting the officials through competitive examination was first started in China by a Tang dynasty. This dynasty was existing between 7th century to 10th century AD. During that time they were existing. So during that time only the process of selecting officials to the government through the civil service examination started. That is what we must understand. So now every country is following this process, selecting the examination through civil service. We know Subhash Chandra Bose was a British civil servant. He had been selected as an ICS officer. during the freedom struggle time, many times Indian freedom struggle leaders have asked the British government to conduct the civil service examinations in India and increase the age limit. At that time, age limit was 19 years. Now it is 27 years maximum age. At that time, 19 years. So age limit now it is 27 years. Within 27 years, there are 4 chances for the general candidates. When it comes to reservation, there are so many chances. I am speaking about general candidates. You will get 4 chances within the age of 27. And minimum qualification is a degree. So like that, civil service, that is a important point you must keep. So if the question comes, which dynasty started the selection of civil servants through competitive examination? It is the Tang dynasty of China. And around between AD 710, AD not 7, AD 7, 7th century to 10th century period. AD 700 to 1000, that period they have started the civil service examinations. Okay, boys. Now, the question answers of this chapter is the second chapter, and for this, for your this monthly test.
Sir, please send the notes, sir, in WhatsApp.
I'll send. Monthly test will be there for next week, next month. For that monthly test, till this chance, I'll put the questions. Okay, 3 chapters are there.
Sir, monthly test or periodic test, sir?
Periodic test. Periodic test will be there in the month of October first week. So during that time, the chapters will be next chapter also, 4th chapter also will be there. Okay. No.
Okay, sir. Send notes on WhatsApp.
I will send the notes on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Today there was some internet problem. Tomorrow we will have in time. There is hope there will be no internet problem. We will be able to take portions more. Today it was a bit less. Tomorrow we will start next chapter. Okay. First answer.
Sir, in chapter we have to write only question answers or notes?
Notes I will send to you through WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
You write first answers. Keep it with you,
Sir,
right?
periodic test in the school?
No, you may not be. You may write periodic test in your home only. Same as it is online, maybe. It is not. I don't. It is not decided. I have no official communication on anything. Yes.
Sir, you will give notes today only?
No, today I may not be able to send. 3 chapters I am preparing only. 1 chapter, 1 by 1 I will send it. Okay. Okay. See you. Study well. Tomorrow we will meet.
Yes, sir. Have a nice day.
Okay. Same.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
I do.